is Luis, however you want to say it. Most of my homies just call me Lou. I'm here to just show you a couple of my tools from work that I use every day. I use a lot of rags because my hands get pretty dirty. I try to use gloves so that the oils don't get on my hands as often as they could. I am a jeweler based in Texas. I think that's how you say that. And I spend most of my time making repairs, polishing rings. For example, you come to my shop and like, hey Lewis, how you doing? I was like, hey, good afternoon, welcome to the shop. How can I help you today? I'm like, hey, I broke my ring. Okay, and you bring me your ring. Okay, I bring out a little tool. I measure your ring. I see how it's gonna, at least how big it is, right? You know, we're starting at about six and a half, maybe. It looks like a 6. And you told me that we want to go up in the size. Well, I'm gonna tell you that the top of the ring, if it has stones, we're gonna have to go ahead and make sure that those stones are nice and stable by the end of the growing or the decreasing of the size of the ring. And if it doesn't have any stones, then it's not going to be as big of a problem. Not really a problem, but the charge is going to go up and down depending on what it is that you want to get done. For example, if it's white gold, well, we have to do a rhodium dip finish because most people like that really white finish when they like white gold. White gold actually has this very faint yellow finish to it because it is gold at the end of the day. It just has other alloys that make it look very white. This is a phone that we use every day. When someone's calling, I would say, depending on the day, I would say, or afternoon, muy buenos días, here is jewelry, how may I help you? And yeah, then we would start talking back and forth, having a little combo, you and me, you know, you asking me questions, me giving you answers, stuff like that. Stuff like that. Yeah. Yep. Now, I do have an arranged set of tweezers that I use, varying from flat, if I need to make sure that something, you know, is not scratched as much, you know, has a rubber grip that is nice and helpful when I need to be stable on grabbing something. I do have some without a rubber grip, but these tend to have more of a sharpened or gritty finish to them so that I can have that stability grabbing onto something. It all depends on what it is that I'm about to do. There are some that are bent so that I can access different points or cut different angles. There's some that open up backwards. There are some that close completely flat because most of them close at an angle, as you see. This one here closes perfectly flat. So those are some of the tweezers that I do use. I use plenty of different types of hammers and different surfaces in which I use those hammers on. Let's see, most of the time I'm working with gold. This is a piece of 14 karat gold that I am later going to bend into something like this to cut it down, make necklaces, and so on. Oh, I like my hand. It looks muscular. It's just the lighting though. It's not actually like that. Yeah, this is what I do all day. I make Cuban link chains, repairs, etc. I don't like to use a lighter because I prefer something that is tactile. If I have to use my hand to try to turn it on, look for the lighter, I don't have the easiest time turning on this little se llama un soplete. In Spanish, it's un soplete. It's like a gas something. Ooh. And then turn spark from right here. And get that going, right? I am next to a pretty busy street, so it might get a little bit loud, I do use different surfaces to bend metals according to the angle that I need them to be. That is one thing that I do use. Oh, the little metal cylinder that I used to wrap those gold chains around those loops. And I wish it was infinite sizes, but that would be very helpful. But I have tons of them, you know, ranging from really big to really small. And they are all put away in different boxes. Very, very old. My dad's been doing this for 50 years. So some of the stuff is really new, some of the stuff is really old. And that's cool. I think it adds a nice little rustic vibe to it. It's pretty cool. Let's see what else. This helps me pick up the solder when something is hot, and or when I melt a piece of solder, I need to grab it. You know, I'm usually kind of working like this. It's a very meticulous job. Often weighing and measuring things, making sure that they are as correct as possible, and as precise as possible when we are making lock boxes, or just making not imitation, but a replica of something that you brought me. Let's say you brought a family heirloom and I need to replicate it in gold. Well, I want to make as many measurements as I can so that I can have that as nice as possible, you know, with some quality, with some quality. Let's see what else. I use a lot of sanding paper so that when something is scratched up, I can grab it and make sure that it's nicely polished. So I do that. Let's see, I think these are called files. I file the gold down as well before I use the sanding paper. And like I said, I weigh plenty of things. To make sure that we are not wasting any gold and that we are maintaining as much gold as possible. Yeah, a little bit of water never hurts for when I am, I think it's called Altinker, I don't know, something like that. And borax, there you go, I think it's called borax. Put a little bit of this. Oh, hello, how you doing? Gotta go open the door. Bye.